How do you fix your credit score? A lot of times people will say, well, I know there's some stuff on there, but it's just not right, and I don't know how to fix it. Well, the first thing you can do is get a free copy of your credit report by going to freecreditreport.com. The federal government passed a law several years ago that said credit reporting companies had to give you a free copy of your credit report at least once a year. So it's very important that you actually go to the freecreditreport.com, download your personal credit report. You're going to have to answer some questions so that they know that it's you that's trying to pull this report and not somebody that's trying to steal your identity. But you want to check your credit report for errors. So if you've applied for a mortgage recently and you got denied, your mortgage lender may be able to share that report with you so that you can review it and look for errors. But if you find errors, don't just say, oh, well, I don't know how to fix it. Contact each of the credit bureaus. They have toll-free numbers, and you can talk to someone, and they can give you instruction on how to get those errors fixed. If nothing else, you have Google on your phone, and you can Google, how can I report errors on my credit report? The second thing you're going to want to do is dispute those errors so that you can get them corrected. Make sure that you pay your bills on time. If part of the reason that you have a low credit score is because you've been late on payments or you've missed payments, get those payments caught up, get a plan to get current, and then stay current, because that's going to contribute the biggest percentage of your credit score is making your payments on time. If you've already missed your payment, again, make arrangements with the lender that you're behind with so that you can get current. Time will heal your past credit sins. People have had foreclosures, people have had bankruptcies, people have had car repossessions. Those will stay on your credit report for several years. But normally, if you've reestablished credit after 2 or 3 years, you should be able to qualify for a mortgage. The next thing you want to do is to look at your credit utilization. How much debt do you have? Come up with a budget, come up with a plan, and start paying down those accounts one at a time to reduce the amount you owe. You don't necessarily have to pay it off, but you do want to start bringing those balances down. It's better to pay the debt off than it is to move it around. I know a lot of people will go to like a debt consolidation company. They'll take out a personal loan or something like that to pay off all their credit cards so that they just have one low payment. Well, now the problem is you've just opened a new account and you've took out a loan for $10,000 and you owe that $10,000. So that can actually negatively impact your credit when you do things like that. So it's better to come up with a plan to pay those accounts down one at a time. Do not close out credit cards necessarily when you get them paid off. If you close the account, then they're no longer looking at that as available credit because you close the account. But if you pay it to zero and then you start working on paying the next, that looks like you have more available credit to you that you're not utilizing at that time. And a lot of people say, well, if I keep it open, I'm going to use it. Cut the credit card up. Just throw it in the trash can after you've cut it up. Don't close the account on your credit report. Leave it open so that it can help you build a higher credit score. You can also use a product called Experian Boost to gain about 10 points on your credit score by getting your utility payments reported to the credit bureaus. So things like electric bills, phone bills, water bill, those are not typically going to be reported to your credit bureaus. So if you are really close in qualifying for a mortgage, but you just need that little extra 10 points, whatever it may be, then that may be something that your mortgage lender suggests to you, is to sign up for Experian Boost and start getting those bills reported to your credit bureau, because that would show for a longer period of time and it will help get your credit up there. So now we're going to talk about some misconceptions on your credit. Paying off an account that is in collections does not remove it from your credit. And I know a lot of people think that, and they're like, oh, well, I've got this medical collection. I'm going to go ahead and pay that off so it comes off of there before I go apply for the mortgage. Well, I always ask people, how long has it been on your credit report? Because honestly, if it's been 7 years, it's probably fell off and it's not going to affect you. But if it's been on there for 5 years and then you go pay that collection off, now it's going to be on your credit report for another 7 years. So paying off the collection does not necessarily mean it's automatically going to drop from your credit report and it's going to raise your credit score. If you seek assistance through a legitimate credit repair company, it's not going to build your score up quickly. You're not going to be able to raise your credit score 100 to 150 points in 30 days. It just doesn't happen. Unless someone has stolen your identity and run up a bunch of credit on you that was not yours. So don't fall for these schemes that you'll hear about where people are like, oh yeah, if you just pay us $150, we can get your credit score up 150 points in 30 days. It's a scam. It's not going to happen. So don't pay your money out to them. The third misconception is that opening up new lines of credit to increase your credit availability will actually hurt your score and not improve it. That's not a strategy that works. So don't go open a bunch of new lines of credit so that it looks like you have more credit available to you. Because again, when you open a bunch of new accounts in a short period of time, that's going to have a negative effect on your credit score. Do you have questions about your credit? Are you not sure if you qualify for a mortgage? Send me a DM or leave a comment. I'll be glad to hook you up with a great mortgage lender who can answer those questions for you.